Right. Hello and welcome everyone. This video is about the topics of coordinate geometry, and I'm solving all the questions from the year 2018 to 2022. I would like to add all the topics from the papers of May to October. It's the variant 22 which I have included, right? So over here in this question, you can see on the screen that I have already solved it. It's a little accident, it happened that I have already made this video along with the working which I was doing over here, but the point is that this hard copy or the copy on which I was writing was the only thing which remained, and there was no voice in the recording, so I have to make the video again. So no worries, but this video is already with me, so I'm actually going to explain you through this video. Now first of all, this topic is about coordinate geometry, and in this topic you can see I'll be guiding your view with the help of highlighter, right? So I'm reading the question. In this question it has been shown that there are 2 points P and Q, okay, and coordinates of P and Q are given. You are supposed to find the equation of the line perpendicular to PQ that passes through the point 5, 1, okay. You have to give your equation in the form y is equal to mx plus c. This is the standard form, okay. Now before going into the details of this question, I would like you to see the basic idea. That is, this is the line PQ. By the way, I'm not making this line and anything in this diagram up to the scale. I'm just making them to give you a visual understanding of what is happening in this question, right? So these are the 2 points P and Q, and there is another line which is perpendicular to this one. This new line is actually passing through a point. This new line is actually passing through a point, okay, the coordinates of which are 5, 1, okay. You have to find out, if I call this first line as L1 and this second line, which is the required line, as L2, you have to find out the equation of L2. How you're going to proceed? First of all, you must know that the coordinates of P and Q are given to you, as I have already written over here in this part. If you read it, you will understand. First of all, you have to find out the slope of the line PQ. As you know that the line PQ and the required line are perpendicular to each other, so the slope of PQ, if I call it M1, and the slope of L2, let me call it M2, they have a relationship between them, that is M1 multiplied by M2 is equal to -1, or it means that the slope of this line and the slope of this line are negative reciprocal of each other, okay. It's a negative reciprocal of each other. So as I mentioned in this performer, that what you the way which you will be following will be this. First of all, you have to find out actually, let me rub this so that here you can see what I'm trying to say clearly. Now look at this point. First of all, you have to find out the slope of the line PQ. Then, by this principle that then if the lines are perpendicular, the slope is negative reciprocal, so you will convert the slope. For example, if the slope of the first line, for example, the slope of the first line is 2 upon 3, the second line, if it is perpendicular line to the first line, it is minus 3 upon 2. You will invert this value and put a negative sign over here. For this question, I am finding the slope of this by the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is the slope of the first line. Now, by the way, if you are interested in the second line, which is perpendicular to the first line, what you need to do, you have to reciprocate this and put a negative sign. That's it. This is what I have done over here, right? Okay, now you know the slope of the second line, and one of the point of the line is given to you. You know that the standard form of the equation is y is equal to, it's called general form, y is equal to mx plus c. You put this value of y is equal to mx plus c over here. In this value, you are putting the slope, that is minus 2 upon 5, minus 2 upon 5, and in the place of y and x, you are putting this point 5, 1, right? When you're putting this, you are going to find out the value of c, which is 3. Now, again, in this same equation, you are putting the value of y is equals to minus 2 upon 5x plus c. That is, you are putting the value of c in the place in the same general equation, and this is the answer. Basically, this is the equation of perpendicular line, right? Let us move on to the next part. Now, this part is a little tricky one, although it's just containing 2 marks, but there is quite a lot of thing which you have to understand in this. So with the help of this diagram, I'm going to explain you this point. Okay, first of all, let me remove this all these things from here so that you can understand the basic fact, right? Okay, now look, first of all, as you can see that this diagram is not up to scale, but this is just a rough idea. This is a rough sketch of what the question is trying to say. So let us read the question and try to understand it over here. Now, for example, the 2 points, that is P and Q, are given to you. These 2 points P and Q are these 2 points, that is P and Q, right? P has the coordinates. What are the coordinates of P? It has a coordinate 16 and 9, right? 16 and 9. And the Q has a coordinate 22 and 24, right? Okay, now what this question is trying to say, that N is the point on PQ such that Pn is equal to 2 times NQ. From this given condition, it is said that N is a point on this line PQ. This point N is over here, okay? And why I'm making it over here? Because the reason is that the distance between P and, that is this distance, is equal to 2 times NQ. यानी यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक का जो फासला है, this distance, if it is 2, this distance is 4. If this distance is 3, this distance is 6. And it is that this distance is double this distance, right? So in this way, I can simply say that if this distance is 1, this distance is double the NQ, right? Okay, up till here things are going fine. So if I have to find out the distance from P to N, it will be 2/3 of the distance between PQ, right? So for this, I have figured out a formula, that is ratio multiplied by x2 minus x1 plus x1. I'll also explain this to you, but first of all let me do this over here to solve the question, and then I'll explain it to you. Now the ratio in which this point is dividing, this point n is dividing the PQ is 2:3, right? So it's 2:3 of PQ. If I only go for the x coordinate, so the distance between this x1 and x2 will be x2 minus x1. For this point, this will be the 2/3 of x2 minus x1 plus, basically this distance is already 16, as you can already see it. This distance up till here, it is already 16, right? So finally when I'll find out the distance between P and N, for the actual distance of N, I have to add it in this distance. That is, in the terms of formula, I have to add it in x1. By following this, I have figured out this formula, that is ratio multiplied by x2 minus x1 plus x1. For this, this is the ratio, that is 2/3, in which the n is dividing. First of all, for the x2 minus x1 part, this is 22 minus 16. See, this is what I have done over here, plus 16. When I am adding them, solving them, 20 is my answer. Similarly, for the y coordinate, this is also 2/3, but y2 minus y1 means 24 minus 9 will be done, plus 9. Okay, so when I am solving this, the final answer is 19, 20 and 19. Is this okay up till here? Now let me continue with this second question, with another question. You can see most of the time it's asking the same type of question again and again. So if you are understanding the first part, you can actually continue with the next question by pausing the video over here and try this part yourself. Okay, let me read it for you. The diagram shows the point C and D. This is the coordinate of C, this is the coordinate of D. These are 2 points C and D, right? Find the equation of the line which is perpendicular to CD. From this diagram, I can simply say that it is interested in this equation, the equation of this line. Why? Because this is the line which is perpendicular to CD, right? This line, the required line, is also passing through my point, which is 1, 3. Are you getting my point? So this is the basic thing which you need to keep in your mind. For finding the equation of this line, this one, I have to find out two things. I have to find out the value of slope and the value of y-intercept, that is the value of C. From the equation y is equal to mx plus c, what did I do? I first of all find out the slope of CD. The slope of CD is found to be, when I did y2 minus y1, that's a 7 minus 2 and 9 minus minus 1, so it became added, it became added together. The final answer is 5/10, and the slope of the line CD is 1/2. Now here you must see that it is using the word perpendicular. Now for the perpendicular, you can say that I have already told you that the slope of the perpendicular will be the negative reciprocal of the first slope. So the negative reciprocal will be, I have to reciprocate it, that is, it will become 2/1, and a negative sign will be put. The final answer is just -2. This is the final answer of it, right? Now by taking this slope and this point. I'm putting it in the general equation y is equal to mx plus c. When I'm putting the value of y, that's 3, m's value is minus 2, x value is 1 plus c. When I'm solving it, it shows me the value of c, that is 5. When I'm putting it in the general equation, it is giving me the final answer, which is y is equal to minus 2x plus 5. As I already told you that I have already checked these answers when I was making this video before, so I'm pretty much sure that these answers are actual answers. Okay, now we are moving towards the next part. This is question number 14 of year winter 2019, variant 220580. You have two lines, equations of two lines are given. Let me rub a little bit so that I can highlight the basic idea. These are two lines. The first line is this one, the second line is this one. The question is asking me to prove them to be perpendicular to each other, right? What do you mean by perpendicular? It means that the slope of the first line, that is m1, and the slope of the second line, that is m2, these two slopes must be, when multiplied together, they must give me the minus 1. This is the condition for two perpendicular lines, right? This should be my answer. So first of all, I have to find the slope of this line. For this, I took this equation over here. Let me highlight that part with yellow so that I can understand that here I'm taking that equation. Okay. Now I'm moving this 4 on the other side. It becomes 5 upon 4 minus 10 upon 4. Now this is the point at which the slope is being indicated, so I take its slope to be 5 upon 4. This is the slope of the yellow line, that is this line. Now let me move on towards the next part, in which I am handling the second equation. I have handled it over here. You can see that I have just taken this equation, plus 4 moved to the other side, became minus 4, and finding the value, making the value of y alone, I put y over here, and just a second, yes, I put y over here, and I moved these two 5s on the other side. Now this is my slope, this is the value of slope, this is the value of slope of the second line. Now you can simply see that in this part, which is to show that these two lines are perpendicular, I am multiplying these two slopes together. Okay, when I am multiplying these slopes together, you can simply see that this minus 4 is cancelled by 4, 5 is cancelled by 1, only 1 minus 1 is the answer. This proves that these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Let me move on to the next part. Now in the next question, which is in the year from the year 2020, a line from the point 2, 3 is perpendicular to the line to the point this. The two lines meet at point P. Find the coordinates of P. So what is this question trying to say? Let me rub this part because I have already made this diagram, but it's better to see this whole equation in a proper form. Okay. Now what the question is trying to say, it is saying that a line from this point is perpendicular to the line to this. So let me take this line as green line. Okay, just a second. Let me take this line as yellow line. Okay, and the required line which is passing through this point is the green line. Okay, this is just a color code to make you understand what is happening here. First of all, let me show you this yellow line with the blue color. That is, this is the line which is shown over here with the yellow color. Y is equals to 1 upon 3x plus 1. Now this line has this slope. Let me highlight the slope. This is the slope of the first line. Okay. Now the required line, the next line, is actually this one. Okay, this is a green line. Okay, and this green line is actually showing you that this is perpendicular to the first line, right? And it's also passing through the point 2, 3. So first of all, by the normal practice, I have to find out the slope of the first line, right? So its slope is already evident, that is 1 upon 3. If it is slow, its slope is 1 upon 3, the slope of the perpendicular will be 3 upon 1 with a negative sign, that is equals to minus 3. The minus 3 is the slope of the green line, which is required line. Okay, now I put it over here in the general equation, that is minus 3, slope is put over here, okay, in this part, okay, plus c. Now in the place of x and y, I'm putting this point, which is the given point for the required line. When I'm putting all these values, the c's value is 9, and when I'm solving this, when I'm putting the value of c back into the main equation, its value is now y is equal to minus 3x plus 9, right? Now this is my second equation. The first equation is already given to me. Now what is the basic requirement? That these two lines, that is this blue line and the green line, they are actually intersecting each other at this point, right? You have to find out the coordinates of this point. In other words, it's actually showing you to give you to, if it's asking you to solve these two equations, that is these two equations, the green equation and the blue equation, simultaneously. When you will solve these equations simultaneously, you're going to come up with the coordinates of this point. So here what I'm going is, I have written this equation, the newly found equation, over here, and the given equation beneath it. When I have to subtract, you know that for the subtraction part I have to change the sign of one of the equation, so I have changed the sign of all the terms of the second equation. When I am subtracting them, this y is cancelled by minus y, this y is cancelled by minus y, and the whole, this minus 3x subtracted by minus 1 upon 3x, and the final answer after a very small solution of this is becomes x is equal to 2.4. You can see this solution. Similarly, when I put this value of 2.4 over here in any of the, I can put it in any equation, right, like equation 1 or 2. So I have put it in equation, where did I put it? I put it in the first equation, right? So when I put it in this first equation, after the solution, the y's value becomes 1.8. So this is my these are the coordinates of the point. Sorry. Now let me move on to the next part, in which the question from 2021 is included. Now the question says that it is giving us 2 points, and you have to find out the length, that is the distance between 2 points. It's very simple. The formula is written over here. Okay, it is root x2 minus x1's whole square plus y2 minus y1's whole square, right? When you will solve it, you will put these values of x1, y1, x2, y2 in the equation, in the solution, the formula, and you will come up with the answer 8.94. After, you can solve it with the calculator as well. Similarly, find the equation of the line AB. If you have to find equation of the line AB, what do you have? You have these 2 points. Once you have these 2 points, what is your line of action? If you have 2 points of the line, you can find out First of all, find the slope of the line by y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. When you find out the slope by putting the value of these 2 points, that will be the slope of it, that is minus 2, right? When you're substituting this value into y is equal to mx plus c, and also substituting one of the point which I have chosen as 5 7, when I'm putting these values, the final answer of c is given as 17 after solution. So when I put this value back into the general equation, this is my final answer. Now I think this one is the last question of this series. For this this will be year 2021. Okay, now this is question number 15. First of all, the question says that A is a point this and B is a point this. Given that these 2 points are already provided to you, you have to find the equation of the line that passes through AB. You have to find out that equation. So it's very simple now. You are provided with these 2 points. First of all, as you have already seen, if 2 points are given, first of all you have to find out the slope. Then second point, what you need to do is you have to substitute the slope plus 1 point. When you put 1 point and slope into the general equation, that is y is equal to mx plus c, you will come up with the value of c. This is what has happened over here. So when you will do it, you are going to find the value of c to be 7. So the value of c is 7. You are again substituting it into the main general equation, and this is the final answer. Similarly, when you are going into the next question, it says that the line CD has equation this. You have to find out the line that is perpendicular to the first line. You have to find the gradient of the line, which is perpendicular CD. You know that the slope of CD is 0.5. If 2 lines are perpendicular to each other, their slopes are negative reciprocal of the first slope. So first slope is m is equal to 0.5. The negative reciprocal is minus 1 upon 0.5. When you solve with the calculator, the final answer is minus 2. This is the end of the first video of this series. Inshallah, I'll try to post as many videos as I can, so that you can have almost the solution of all the parts. So you can go through these videos. You can actually, if you're solving these videos along with me, you're actually solving the 5 years paper of the last 5 years paper of these kind of questions. So inshallah, see you in the next video. Thank you.